Saadi Shirazi was born in the year 1210 in the city of Shiraz in Persia. During his youth, Saadi left Persia and went to Baghdad to complete his studies at the Nizamiya school, where he studied mathematics and law. During his time in Baghdad, Saadi also mastered the Arabic language, and he soon began writing poetry in both the Arabic language and his native language of Persian. In his poetry, he called for Islamic unity between Arabs, Persians, and all Muslims, and he promoted humanity, justice, and compassion. His poems soon became famous across the Muslim world, and during his time in Baghdad, he wrote some Arabic poetry for the Abbasid Caliph, who rewarded him generously. This money allowed Saadi to travel to Syria to fight the Crusaders, who had invaded the Muslim world. Saadi Shirazi called on his fellow Persians to help their Arab brothers and any human who is in need. Human beings are members of a whole, in creation of one essence and soul. If one member is afflicted with pain, other members uneasy will remain. If you have no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot retain. After arriving in Syria, Saadi volunteered alongside a group of Arabs to fight against the European Crusaders. During this period, Saadi Shirazi was captured by the Crusaders and kept as a prisoner of war. Saadi Shirazi was eventually released after a group of Syrian preachers gathered money for his release. After being released, Saadi went back to Baghdad to complete his studies, but his studies were soon interrupted by the Mongol invasion of Baghdad. This devastating invasion forced Saadi to leave Baghdad, and he went to the city of Mecca, where he performed the pilgrimage of Hajj. He then went to Oman, where he boarded a ship to India, where he was invited to work as an advisor to the Delhi Sultanate. During his time in India, Saadi called on the Sultan to be just and warned him not to end up like the Persian and Arab kingdoms, which had been completely destroyed by the Mongols due to their weakness. Be generous, charitable, just, and fair. Sheep do not serve the shepherd, but rather the shepherd serves the sheep. The people's discontent is a spark that suddenly ignites, burning the country, destroying its people, and uprooting the king. During his time in India, Saadi was also commissioned to translate his Persian poetry into the Urdu language. Saadi Shirazi eventually left India and went back to his homeland of Persia, which was under Mongol rule. During this period, Saadi was shocked by the level of poverty in the areas under Mongol rule, and he called on Persians not to be stingy and to give charity. The one who eats and gives charity is better than the one who fasts but hoards his wealth. Saadi Shirazi dedicated the final years of his life to writing, and he wrote the books entitled Gulistan and Bustan, which call on the Mongol-backed Persian ministers to reform and to resist corruption and injustice. Saadi Shirazi passed away in the city of Shiraz in the year 1292.